I was a college student in the mid-1980s when Gorbachev became the leader of the Soviet Union. And for me, I was a history and political science major, and for me, there was a lot of euphoria and a lot of optimism around Gorbachev's leadership. And his glasnost reforms was something that I learned a great deal about in my political science classes. I did not realize that Gorbachev was having a great deal of trouble at home implementing these reforms. What Zubok does really, really beautifully is to show the trials and tribulations of Gorbachev's last years of leadership, and how these reforms were really hard to implement.
I'm not an expert in any way in Soviet history, but I think what Zubok is doing here is revising Gorbachev in particular for a Western audience who have been used to celebrating Gorbachev but not necessarily understanding the dynamics of the politics that went on within the USSR, and understanding how alternative histories might have been possible at that moment, that the Russian Republic that exists today might have ended up in a different kind of formation with different relationships with its neighbouring states, or even persisted as an empire.
Part of what makes Zubok's book inviting and accessible to non-specialists is that it is a story that very much turns on the thought, the political career of one figure, Mikhail Gorbachev. And as a consequence, we can enter this complex and roiling world from that vantage point and really gain tremendous insight into how it is that one man can and perhaps cannot steer the trajectory of human history.
Zubok has talked to a lot of people from all sides of this experience, from the Russian side, Ukrainian side, Baltic side, Americans, Europeans, and built up this 360 degrees panorama of the collapse of the Soviet Union and indeed the crisis of the Russian Federation, which has reached its culmination, strangely enough, this year with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This is a book of real moment as we speak in 2022, even though it's about something that happened over 30 years ago.